All right, good evening. Today's session will be on arithmetic part 2, and we'll be seeing four different concepts. Okay, we'll start the session now. All right, the first topic is time and work. Distance is equal to speed into time. Let's say if you want to remember this formula, I would say remember this example. Let's say if we are traveling with a speed of 50 kilometers per hour, that means in 1 hour we travel 50 kilometers. So in 2 hours, how much will travel? 50 into 2 is equal to 100. So this is nothing but distance is equal to speed into time. So time and work, time, speed, distance are one and the same thing. Okay. So as distance is equal to speed into time, I would say work is also equal to rate into time. Distance equivalent to work done, speed and rate are the same thing, time and time are the same. If you want to remember this formula, just remember this example. So I've given this example that if you are reading 4 books per day, so always simplify like this. In 1 day, you are reading 4 books. So in 5 days, how many books will you be reading? 5 into 4, which is 20. So this is the total number of books, which is your work done. And you were reading 4 books per day. So this was your rate, and 5 is the time taken. So time into rate is equal to work done. And while we are solving questions, we may either denote the information like this. Time into rate is equal to work done. So 5 into 4 is equal to 20. Is this point clear to everyone? Everyone say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll explain the concept with the help of this example. Samarth, can you speak?
If it does a piece of work in 20 days.
So I'll make a structure like this initially, and after that, once you get comfortable, whether or not you want to make the structure or not, it's okay. So A does a piece of work in 20 days. So I'm writing A time. So initially, when you're starting, you should write time is in days. Work, we don't have the units for work, so I'm writing units. So how are we going to write the rate? If it is days into something is units, so rate will be in terms of units per day. This makes it easier for me, as let's say for example, if A is doing example 3 units per day. What does it mean, Samarth? Samarth,
Yes, sir.
what does it mean when I say A is doing 3
A is
units?
completing 3 units of work in 1 day.
So you interpret this information like this. In 1 day, A is doing 3 units of work. This should come into your mind. Cool. So A does a piece of work in 20 days. Some work A is doing, and B does the same work in 30 days. You know the relationship between time, rate, and work. What is the relation? Time into rate is equal to work. That means 20 into something is equal to your work done. And B does the same work. That means the value of this box and the value of this box is the same. So 20 is into something is work, 30 into something is work. So if the value of these two boxes is the same, and can I say work done is equal to time, which is 20 into something, and work done is also equal to 30 into something. So if I were to assume some smart values of work done, what value can I assume? 20 into something. Work done can be a multiple of 20. Work done can also be a multiple of 30. So what's a common multiple of 20 and 30?
60.
60. So you can assume the work to be 60, 120, 180, and so on. So rate comes out to be 3 units per day. Rate of B comes out to be 2 units per day. Samat, go forward and
How many days will it take to complete the same work if both A and B do the work together?
If A and B are working together, then what's going to happen, Samat? If both of them are working together, then in one day, how many units of work will get completed?
5.
5. And they have to do the same work, that is 60. So something multiplied by 5 should give you 60. So what will be that something?
12.
12. Okay, this is one way to go about it. And the second way, as we have learned in the earlier classes, let's say I am changing this. Okay. So earlier, work done was assumed to be in our earlier days. If someone remembers, Samad, what was the value of work that we usually assumed?
So if A takes 20 days to complete a work, then in one day A would do 1 by 20th of the work.
Yeah. But what is the value of work that we used to assume?
A
Eh,
common multiple of A and B.
No. Anyone? Anyone else?
LC.
1.
1. Okay, this is what we used to assume. So let's say even if we are assuming, so our answer came out to be 12, okay, initially. Let's say whether we get the same answer. If we are assuming work to be 1, what will be the rate?
1 by
20
20. 1 by
into
20.
something. So 1 by 20. Similarly, 30 into something is 1. So 1 by 30. Now you have to do the same work. Sanjana, what will be the rate? What will be their combined rate when they are working together?
So it will be 1 by 20 plus 1 by 30. So,
Just a sec.
yeah.
So I do not want you to solve every time. Okay. You can just infer 1 by 20 plus 1 by 30. Now you simplify 1 by 20 plus 1 by 30. How will you simplify?
5 by 60.
Either you can multiply. Okay. Either you
Yeah.
can multiply, cross multiply, or I'm saying 20 into 3 and 30 into 2. So this comes out to be 5 by 60, which is 1 by 12. So this value is 1 by 12. So can I say something into 1 by 12 is equal to 1? So what will be this something? Come on.
It will be 12.
Something when multiplied by 1 by 12, or you can just take 12 to the right hand side. So this something comes out to be 12 days. So two ways to go about it. Whichever way, whichever method you like, you can go on with that method. Okay. Question number 2. Sanjana, explain.
If A does a piece of work in 12 days
Just a
and
sec.
B does, yeah.
So I'm writing. Okay. I'll not
A
read
will
the
be 12.
whole. I'll not read the whole sentence and solve. If A does a piece of work in 12 days, I've written this information. Some work. Okay. I do not. Go on.
B does the same in 15 days.
B does the same thing in 15 days. Okay.
And C does the same work in 20 days.
Same work. So 12 into something. Just 12 into something, 15 into something, 20 into something is a box that is equal. So can I say work done can be assumed to be some multiple of 12, some multiple of 15, and some multiple of 20? Sanjana, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So what will be that multiple? You can say
The
also say,
60, I think, will work here as well.
yeah, some multiple of 60. Okay. You can assume it to be 60, you can assume it to be 120, and so on. All right. So if you are assuming 60, what will be the rate of A? 5. What will be the rate of B? 4.
Or
Rate of C? 3. Now what is the question saying?
how many days will it take to complete the same work if A, B, and C work together?
If A, B, and C are working together, how many units of work are they doing in one day?
12 units.
5 plus 4, 9 plus 3, 12. See, I am adding the rates. I'm not adding the time. Okay. I'm adding the rates. Per day, how many units will they be working together? So 12 units. So 12 into something is 60. So what is that something?
5 days.
5 days. So answer comes out to be 5 days. Okay. Similarly, question number 3, go on, Sanjana. Now I'm just gonna write time, rate, and work. Yeah.
Yeah, so if A builds a wall in 25 days
25 days.
and B destroys the same wall in 50 days.
Okay, stop right there. Same wall, assume a value quickly. 25 into something is some value,
So we can take 100,
or we can also take 50.
50, yeah.
But let's say if you're saying 100, let's take 100. So what will come here?
4
What will come
and
here?
2.
But you now need to differentiate. A is building a wall and B is destroying a wall. So rate, I'm just going to put a plus sign as A is building, and since B is destroying, I'm saying -2. Is this clear?
Yeah.
So 100 units of work they need to do. And please read the question.
In how many days will it take to complete the wall if both A and B build the wall together?
If both are working together, so 4 minus 2, 2 units per day they are doing. And if they're working together, how many days will they take? Something into 2 is equal to 100. So what is that something?
50.
50 days. 50 days is going to be the answer. Very good. Fourth one is a little tricky. Let's see. Let me ask someone. Palak. How are you, Palak? How's it going?
All good, so thanks.
All good. Okay. Go on. Please read the question. And Vatsalya, till this point, you are able to understand?
Yes, till this point, I'm able to understand.
Okay, cool. Yeah, go on, Palak.
4 men working together all day can finish a piece of work in 11 days.
Just a sec. Just a sec. So in the previous questions, right now only, as in the previous questions only, let's say A was working and B was working, then together they are working. In this question, the differentiating factor is 4 men are already working together. Okay. And they
the
can finish a piece of work in 11 days. So 4 men are working and they can finish a piece of work in 11 days. So please tell me, do we know the rate of each man?
we don't, but we can assume it.
Yeah. So rate of one man, you can easily assume it to be 1, but initially you start by saying rate of one man is m units per day. Okay. So for 4 men, what will be the rate?
4M,
So what will be the work?
44M.
44 m. Okay. This was supposed to happen. Cool. But go on.
But 2 of them having other engagements can work only 1/2 time and quarter time respectively.
Acha. Now please tell me, since 2 of them are having other engagements, will they be able to finish the work in the same time?
No, it will be more than that because the time is less, like 1/2, 1/2 and 1/4. So it will be more than 11 days for sure.
So my question is, do we know the time in which they are completing the work? How long will they take to complete the work? Do we know this time right now?
No, again, we can assume it.
Let's say the time is t. So the first man, how much time he is devoting?
1/2, so T/2.
T by 2. And the rate of one man is m. So work done would be
MT.
time into rate. So mt by 2. Similarly, Hanji, go on.
Question, assumption for T is only for one man, right? So the time taken by one man to complete the work is T. And that's why
No. The time for the whole work to get completed is T. Okay?
Okay.
But since this person is working only half the time, so let's say there were the total time taken was 20 days. So the other two persons, see, these two persons, whatever the time taken, let's say this person was working only half the time. That means first person is working only for 10 days. The second person is working for 1/4 of this time, 5 days. And rest of the two persons, third person and fourth person, they are working for the full time, 20
Okay.
days.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Go on for the second man.
1/4, quarter time,
Quarter
so T/4,
Efficiency or the rate, again, M,
MT/4.
so MT/4. For the other two men,
It will
what?
be combine them and take 2T.
Time.
Okay, yeah, T, and it's for 2M, yeah, and 2MT.
Okay, now you tell me, is there a relationship between the work
The work done will be same in both the cases, so we
in
can
both the cases? Absolutely. Then what should we do?
44. We can make an equation.
So
40.
that means this work should be equal to work done by first man plus work done by second man plus work done by the other two men. So 44M is equal to MT/2. See, everything, see, in this MN are common. So I'm taking M common. So T/2 plus T/4 plus 2T. Also T is common. I can also take T out. See, M and M are getting cancelled. That means you could have assumed some value of M. Okay.
Yeah.
Could have assumed M to be 1 unit per day. But for starters, I'll say if you do not know, assume M. But later down the line, once you get confident, then start assuming 1 unit per day, or let's say 2 units per day, according to your likings. Okay, so right now we'll solve. I'll take T common. What is the value of 1/2 plus 1/4?
It will be T/2.
No. Half plus 1/4. 50% plus 25% is 75%. Plus 2, which is 200%. So 275%. Okay, if you do not understand, 1/2 plus 1/4 is 3/4 plus 2. So 4 into 2, 8 plus 3, 11/4. So 11T/4 is equal to 44. So 11 fours are, so T is equal to 4 into 4, which is
16 days.
16 days. Any problems with this? Let me know.
So, two questions.
Go on.
So I understood the solving of the question, but in the first line it says 4 men working together all day can finish your work in 11 days. So, but we are assuming that all men, their work is the same, right?
Their work.
I mean, no, they can complete it in equal time. I mean, they're putting in equal effort. That has to be assumed, right, sir? Just
Right.
like in the above
He
question.
rates. Yeah. Alia, please don't write. See, if it's not given in the question, then the rate of the men is same. If it was given in the question that someone was working at some other efficiency, then yes.
Yes, efficiency. Correct, sir.
Yeah, but here
And-
it is not given. That means you cannot.
So one more thing. So here you're explaining, no, like T/2, T/4, and 2T when you're adding, you said like 50% plus this one 75% and then 275. Just show sir how you would have solved in that way.
No, I was just visualizing. 1/2 is 50%, 1/4 is 25. So
25.
75 plus 2, 200. So 275%. Okay, which is 275 by 100, which is 25 fours are 100 and 25 11s are 275, which was
Okay, you would have done the same. Okay.
All right. Jyotishman, go for this question. So these are the questions that we have provided.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
2 taps can fill a cistern in 20 minutes and 30 minutes.
Just a sec. So here I'm going to write units per minute, and you should also be doing the same exercise. Time is in minutes, so rate will be in units per minute, and work done will be in units. This will make you confident that time into rate is work done. Okay, so 2 taps, I'll say T1,
Yeah, and T2.
20 minutes, and the second tap in 30 minutes. Same
Yes, sir.
system, same tank, let's say. So can we assume a value?
So we can assume 60.
So this comes out to be 3. This comes out to be 2. Go on.
Yes. The first tab was open initially for X minutes.
See, we are talking about two tabs. So first tab was opened for X
X
minutes.
minutes.
Okay.
And since the rate of work is 3
Uh,
per
uh, uh,
minute,
No. Go on. After which
okay. After which the second tab was opened. So T1 plus T2.
T1 is there, T2 is also there. Okay. And
Yes,
if it took a total of 15 minutes for the tank to be filled,
to be filled.
so total time is
15 minutes.
15 minutes. So this time duration would be
15 minus X.
15 minus X minutes. The easier way to go for this question would be focus on the pipe that is working for the whole time. Which pipe is working for the whole time?
T1.
For how many minutes is it working?
So X minutes.
Array for the whole time, Baba. T1
I'm
is
sorry.
T1 is working here. T1 is also working here as well.
It is working for 15 minutes completely.
So T1 is working for 15 minutes with a rate of
3 per minute.
so
45.
45. So 40 out of 60 units, 45 units is already done by T1.
Huh.
So how many units will be done by T2?
So 15 units of work.
60 minus 45, which is 50. And what's the rate of T2?
So 2 per minute.
So something into 2 is 15. So what is this something?
So 3.5.
Arey Baba, something into 2 is 15.
Sorry. 7.5.
Arey Baba, dekho. Something into 2 is 15. You want a 15 on the right. Do you see any 15 on the left? No. That's why I'm writing 15 in the numerator. Do you see a 2 in the right hand side? No. That is why I'm dividing the numerator by 2. So 15 by 2 is what? 7.5. So
Yes,
please,
sir.
but please understand T2 is working for 7.5 minutes. So T2 is the value, as in this time is this time. Okay, because T2 is working during this time frame. This time frame is 7.5 minutes. Now, what is the question asking? If it took a total of 15 minutes, what is the value of X? So what is the value of X? If total is 15 and this is 7.5, so what is the value of X?
So 7.5.
7.5. Okay. So answer is X is equal to 7.5 minutes. Clear to everyone? All right. Neil. Hi Neil, how are you?
Hi, Aman, I'm good.
All right. Go for second question.
Machine A can complete a job in 12 hours.
Just a sec, units. Machine A completes the job in 12 hours.
And has worked for it for 4 hours on it. Sorry, has worked for 4 hours on it.
Okay. Right now, I'm not including this information. I'm just writing it here that machine A will be working for 4 hours.
Correct. Machine B operates at a rate that is 2/3 of machine A's rate.
Okay, the rate of machine B is 2/3 of machine A ka rate.
Yes.
So if you were to assume machine A's rate, what will be the value of A?
Value of 3 or a multiple of 3.
Some multiple of 3. Very good. So if this is 3, what is the work done?
36.
That means B will be working the same. If B is working alone, if machine B is working alone, what will be the rate of machine B? If the rate of A is 3?
2.
2. Okay, so right now we know the rates of machine A and B. Machine A worked for 4 hours. And what's the rate of machine A? 3. So 4 into 3 would be?
12.
What is the remaining work now?
24 is the remainder.
36 minus 12 is 24, which B has to do.
Yeah, the B has to do it. So
So
basically,
question is saying how many more hours does machine B need to work alone? That means, first of all, machine A worked for 4 hours. The question is asking how
The
long will
remaining
it
of the work.
take for machine B alone
Complete the work.
to complete the
Remainder of the work.
remaining work. The remaining work is 24. What is rate of B?
The rate of B is 2. So it will be 12 hours.
Will be 12 hours. So 12 hours is going to be the answer. Very good. Neil. Go for question number 3, Neil.
Sorry, Amar, did you say my name? I couldn't hear.
Yes, yes.
Okay. A alone can finish a piece of work in 10 days,
Hmm.
which B alone can finish in 15 days. So B will be 15, yeah.
All right, go on.
If they work together and finish it,
Okay, so
then
we are talking about the same work. So let's say multiple of 10, multiple of 15, 30, 30.
it'll be 3 and it'll be 2.
If they're working together, then their rates are added. Okay, 3
Yeah.
plus 2. And what is the time taken when they're working together?
It will be 5 divided by 30. So
No,
6
I'm
days.
saying the same time, right? They'll be working
Yeah.
for the same time. So right now, what is the question asking? If they work together and finish the work, then the wages are given. Okay.
Yeah.
And the question is asking what's the amount that A will get. So can you please tell me in what ratio these wages are going to be divided between A and B? And how will we determine that ratio? Based on
3
the
is to 2.
Based on the
based
rate
on
on
based on the
amount
work
of-
that A and B has done.
Correct.
See, rate of A is 3, rate of B is 2. Let's say they work for the same time. So what is the work done by A? If I say work done by A.
3 upon 5, because if you consume 5 as
No. Rate
Three.
is 3, time is T. So work done by A is what?
3T, yeah.
Similarly, work done by B would be
2T,
2. So what's the ratio of the work done?
3:2.
So the amount will also be divided in that same ratio.
Yeah.
So if A is 3, B is 2, then the total is 5. Let's say if A gets $3, B gets $2, so total of $5 is provided, but
Yeah.
we need to give them $225. And we know that in the ratio, we can multiply the ratio with anything. So what can I multiply to this 5 so as to get the total as 225? 5 into something is 225, which is
45.
so 45 into 2, 45 into 3. So the amount that A will get is 45 into 3, which is
135 and 90 for B.
135, and for B it is 90. Very good. Is the explanation clear, everyone?
So one question here, if the
Yeah.
time would have been different, then the ratio would not have been 3:2, right? It would not have been so straightforward as the ratio wouldn't be the same as the rate.
Correct. But
Right.
if they're, see, but imagine if they're working together, the time is going to be the same, na?
Yeah. But if they wouldn't have been working together, then it would have been different.
Absolutely. So that's a different question, and I don't think in that question you'll be getting asked the same question. It would have been some different question. That's what I can say.
Okay, got it.
So can
Go
we
on.
directly come to the conclusion that it will be distributed in the ratio of their efficiency rate?
Absolutely. Once you know, but you need to confirm that they are working together. If they're working for the same time, then yes, it will be divided in the same ratio.
Yes.
Yeah. Palak, go for question number 4.
So Lattu, Mattu, and Gattu are working on a job. They take 12, 15, and 18 days respectively to complete.
So information LMG. First of all, use the information so that you don't have to go to these lines again. So LMG are working on a job 12, 15, 18 days, 12, 15, 18. What can we assume the work to be?
We can assume it to be 180. That's
A multiple of 12, multiple of 15, multiple of 18. Very good. 180. So 12 into something is 180. What will be that something? 15. 15 into something. 12. 18 into something. 10. Very good. Now go on.
If L and M start off with the job and work for 4 days together,
Together. Work for 4 days. L and N are working together. What's their rate?
27 in total.
15 plus 12, 27. So 27 into 4. How many
One-
units will they do?
108.
7 into 4, 108. Total work was 180. They finished 108. So the remaining work is going to be
72.
72. Now, what is the question asking? Before being joined by Gattu. That means after they have done this much, they are joined by Gattu. Okay. And you need to find out what is the total time taken. So let's say if they are joined by Gattu, they are taking T days to finish. How many units? 72. And what is their rate? Combined rates for a day? 15 plus 12, 27 plus 10, which is?
37.
So what will come here?
72 by 37.
So T into 37 is 72. So T comes out to be 72 by 37.
So
Is my answer to the question this 72 by 37? Palak?
4 plus 72 by 37.
Total time taken. So initially L and M work for 4 hours. So the answer to what the question is asking is 4 plus 72 by 37. So 37 into 4 is what?
148.
And 148 plus 72 would be 220 by 37 days. Okay, very good. Let me ask this question to someone on the page. Sanchit here. Please mute once you're not speaking. If you're not. Vivek, please explain the question.
In the previous one, why did
Yes,
we
sir.
add 4?
Samarth ji, you're not reading the question carefully. What is the total time taken for the job? Total time.
Okay. Yes.
Vivek,
Yes, sir.
go on.
A and B are working on a job.
Mhm.
A is the builder and B is the demolition man.
Okay, all right.
A takes 10 days to construct a wall completely,
Mhm.
and B takes 20 days to demolish it completely.
Assume the work quickly.
20 units.
2020. So what should I write here?
2,
Plus 2 as B is building and
yeah, and B will be -1.
all right. Now what is the question asking?
How much time do they take to build a wall completely
Hmm.
if they work on alternate days and A
So
starts?
just a sec. If they work on alternate days, okay, so this question is different from the earlier questions that were solving, in which people were working together. Now they're working on alternate days. And A starts the job. Okay. So A started the job, then B is working. So in 2 days, how many units of work is getting completed? First A is doing 2 units, B is destroying 1 unit. So in 2 days, how much of the work is done?
1 unit is being done.
So that means in 2 days, 1 unit is done. In order to complete 20, my answer should be 40 days.
Yeah.
Is it correct?
Yeah.
All right. Alia, Astha,
Sir,
Harsh,
no,
yeah.
I don't get that 2 into 25.
2 into
20.
2 into 20. So I'm saying in 2 days, you're doing 1 unit together. As in 2 days, first day A is working, second day B is destroying. So 2 days, 1 unit is done. You need to complete how many?
20 units.
So how much time is?
40.
By the way, it is incorrect, okay?
Sir, is it 41?
Sir, it is 37.
Why is it, see, why is it incorrect? I need to ask. Why is it incorrect? Anyway,
Because, sir, in the last day,
Saurabh, Saurabh,
yes,
let's say on the 39th day, example, in the past 38 days, how much of the work was completed? Let's say 19 units,
yes, sir.
because in 2 days you're doing 1 unit. Example. Okay. So right now you are saying that on the 39th day, who is gonna come? See, the sequence is A, B, A, B, A, B. Okay. So on the 30th day, B is gonna be working, and on the 39th day, A is working. So in a way, you are saying on the 39th day, A is going to do 2 units of work that actually goes beyond the work, okay, that is given. And then you are saying B is going to destroy. And then you are reaching to 20 units. This is absolutely wrong. The problem with this is, let's say in 2 days you are doing 1 unit. So in order to complete, let's say 18 units of work, how much time is required? 1 unit, 2 days, 18 units,
36 days.
36 days. See, A was working for the first day, then B, then A, then B. So who is working on the 36th day?
B.
B. Now, on the 37th day, who is working on the 37th day?
A.
And how much A will be working?
2 units.
So 18 plus 2 comes out to be 20 units. Now the work is done. So if A is building and B is destroying, B can't be the last person to make the wall. Is this point clear? The last person has to be A and not B. It's as if you're saying that the wall is already completed and went beyond 20 units and then B is destroying the wall. This is wrong. Is this point clear, Astha?
So could you please explain the last part once?
Last part, okay. So this is one way to go about the question. The second way, I'll give you a conventional approach as well. First of all, try and understand, Astha. Can you tell us who's gonna be working in the end? A is starting the work and then B, A, B, A, B. Can you come to a scenario wherein B is finishing the work?
Yeah.
Is it possible that B finishes the work? B is destroying the wall.
Mhm.
So if
But
B,
I'm not able to understand why can't B finish. I mean, if it's
so you are saying in order to complete 10, 20 units, if B is finishing, that means B is doing some negative work, right?
yeah.
So in a way, you are saying that the work needs to be done, let's say 21 units. And on the next day, B is going to destroy 1 unit and then the work done will be 20 units. But once you have already crossed this 20 units mark, the work is already completed now.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Now I'm telling you the conventional way.
So basically, like the work should remain constant. It should be 20 only, right? We shouldn't go above that or
Absolutely.
below. Yeah.
Cool. So please tell me, how many days A will be working and how many days B will be working? Let's say if I'm saying B is if they are working alternately, let's say if B is working for T days. So A will be working for how many days? Quickly.
T plus 1.
T plus 1.
One more day. A is working on one more day. So T plus 1. And what's the rate of A?
2.
So if A does 2 units of work every day, so in T plus 1 days, how much of work will he do?
Into 2.
Into 2.
Time into rate. Similarly for B, if he's destroying 1 unit every day, in T days, he'll destroy T,
Minus T.
and this should equal this
T
work,
plus 1.
20.
this
Oh,
work plus this work
Sure.
should equal
20.
20.
20.
So 2T plus 2 minus T is equal to 20. So T comes out to be
18.
18. But this T is the work done by B.
B.
So T comes out to be 18. So A is working for, this is the time in which B is working, and A is working for T plus 1
19.
days, 19 days. So the total time to finish the job would be 18 plus 19, which is 37.
37.
And this is what we did here. Okay, this was the shorter approach, I say. But if you have confusion, you can go via this way as well. Is it clear to everyone? The important point is A will be finishing this job. Okay, cool. Coming to our next topic, Dipesh, are you available to speak?
I am.
Yeah. So relation distance, speed into time. If I do not remember the formula, the only example that I remember is I am traveling at a speed of 50 kilometers per hour. I have 2 hours. How much distance I'll cover? In 1 hour, I travel 50. In 2 hours, I'll travel 50 into 2, which is 100 kilometers. What's the relationship? Distance is speed into time. So similarly, speed is equal to distance upon time. In order to convert, this is not important, okay? In order to convert kilometer per hour to meter per second, 1 kilometer per hour, if you want to convert into meter per second, 1 kilometer is 1000 meters, 1 hour is 3600 seconds, which is equivalent to 5 by 18. So conversion of kilometer to meter per kilometer per hour to meter per second, you multiply by 5 by 18. And if you want to convert meter per second into kilometers per hour, what you should multiply? If from going from left to right, we are multiplying by 5 by 18.
18 by 5.
So right to left, 18 by 5. Okay. I would say this is the most important point for time speed distance. Proportionality. I am saying distance. Okay, let me give you an example. Jaspreet, can you speak now?
Yes, sir.
Read the example.
So, the distance between Mumbai and Pune is 200 kilometers.
So let's say this is our first scenario. You are traveling from Mumbai to Pune. Distance is 200 kilometers. Go on.
Abhi starts from Mumbai at a speed of 50 kilometer per hour to Pune.
So what's the time taken? Quickly.
So,
Distance 200, speed 50. Time?
speed equals to distance upon time. So,
You need to find time. Distance
yeah,
upon speed. This is 4.
4, yeah.
While returning,
So, while returning, he travels at a speed of 100 kilometers per hour to Mumbai along the same route.
along the same route. That means what is constant?
Yeah, so distance is the same.
Time is distance by speed, which is 2.
2.
Now, there are 2 scenarios. Abhi is traveling from Mumbai to Pune. That is scenario 1. Scenario 2 is when he's traveling from Pune to Mumbai. Okay. Distance is constant. Please check the ratio of speed. What is the ratio of speed? 50 is to 100, which is 1 is to 2. What is the ratio of time taken? T1 is to T2? 2 is to 1. So if distance is constant, speed and time are inversely related. Their ratio flips in easier terms. Okay. Very important. Case 2. There can be only 3 cases. One case distance is constant, the other case speed is constant, and the other case time is constant. Asta, read this example.
Ravi starts from Delhi to Mumbai at a speed of 50 km per hour and reaches Mumbai.
Speed is
Speed
given
is
50.
50. Time is given 20.
20
So
years.
distance, speed into time 100.
Speed into
Sorry,
time.
1000.
50
Yeah,
into
1000.
20,000.
1000. On his way back, due to traffic conjunction, he takes a different route and reaches Delhi in 24 hours at the same initial speed.
Just a sec. On his way back, due to traffic congestion, he takes a different route, not this route. He takes some other route and reaches Delhi in 25 hours. Time is 25 at the.
Speed is 50.
So what will be the distance traveled?
1250.
50 into 25. So 25 into 50 is 1250. What is constant? Speed is constant.
Speed.
Check the ratio of time. T1 is to T2. 4 is to 5.
4 is to 5.
Check the distance ratio.
4 is to 5.
Again, 4 is to 5. So I have given you all these examples deliberately. Please remember these examples rather than remembering this. Okay, rather than remembering this. Remember the examples, so you'll automatically remember this. Okay, need not be remembered. If you remember this, you'll automatically remember this. So if speed is constant, the ratio of time is equal to the ratio of distances. Case 3. I think most of the questions are based on time is equal to constant. Okay, so special focus on this case. Go on, Asta.
Akshay travels via cab from Delhi to Dehradun, traveling at a speed of 50 km per hour.
So
speed is
this is scenario 1. Speed is 50
50
kilometers.
per hour. The distance between Delhi and Dehradun is 300 kilometers.
Okay, so what would be the time taken?
Distance upon speed 6.
6 hours.
On his way back along the same route, Akshay traveled by
Scenario, this will be our scenario 2. Okay, this was our scenario 1 and this is scenario 2. Go on.
Akshay traveled via bus thinking that he would reach Delhi in the same time as before.
The time taken is 6 hours.
And put an alarm in his watch. However, when the alarm rang, he found that the bus had crossed Delhi and had traveled 120 kilometers more.
What is the total distance traveled?
420.
420. So what would be the speed?
420 upon 6, 70.
70. In this scenario, what is constant?
Time.
Time is constant. So what went wrong actually? He put an alarm. Why did he put an alarm? Thinking that he'll be reaching in the same time, but he went far ahead. Why? Because he assumed that he was also traveling at the same speed. Okay, that's why. Time is constant. So speeds ratio S1 is to S2, which is 5 is to 7. And see the ratio of distances, 300 is to 420. 6 5s are 16 to 5 is 300 and 16 to 7 is 420. So 5 is to 7. Time is constant. So rest of the variables ka ratio will be the same. Speed is constant. Rest of the variables ka ratio will be the same. When distance is constant, rest of the variables ka ratio will be having an inverse relation. If the speed is in the ratio 1 is to 2, time is going to be in the ratio 2 is to 1. It flips. Okay. Go for this average speed thing. Okay, let me ask someone. Nishant. Average speed. Can you explain what is average speed? I'll give you the basic formula. Total. So speed is distance by time. So I'm saying average speed is total distance traveled divided by the total time taken. Okay.
Case 1. Average speed from A to C is D1
So, what is the information that is provided in the diagram?
There are three distant points, A to B and B to C, and the distance is denoted by D1, and from A to B, and B to C is denoted by D2, and time taken is denoted by T1 from A to B, and B to C is time taken is T2. So total distance upon total time formulas will be D1 plus D2 upon T1 plus T2.
So I've given you different cases and I've just changed the variables. So according to the question, you have to apply. Okay. Right now it is given directly. Total distance traveled, you know, D1 plus D2. Total time taken, T1 plus T2. Easy. Okay. Not a problem. Look at case 2. Go on.
Case 2 is the same, average speed from A to C.
Yeah,
A,
distance,
B,
right now distance is given and speed information is given. There's no time ka information that is given. Okay.
So
Numerator, total distance.
numerator will be the same, will be D1 plus D2. And then in the denominator, you will use the speed formula. Speed is distance upon time. So it will be
just a second. So total time taken would mean time taken from A to B. What will be the time taken from A to B? Distance upon speed, which is
D1 by S1.
plus time taken
D2.
from B to C, which is D2 upon S2. This will be your answer. Very good. Let's go for case 3. Average speed from A to C. Just a sec. I'll give the information. Time information is given for the 2 stretches and speed is given. From A to B, the speed is S1 kilometers per hour. From B to C, speed is S2 kilometers per hour. So what will be the average speed? Total distance. Do you know the total distance from A to B?
No, but you know the time.
But I know the time, I know the speed. So Nishant, what will be the distance traveled from A to B?
T1 into S1.
Speed into time, which is S1 into T1 or T1 into S1 plus distance from B to C.
So S2 into T2.
S2 into T2 divided by the total time taken, which is
T1 plus T2.
T1 plus T2. So this is a question for, let me ask someone. Nupur, this is a question for you. Let's say
Yes, sir.
there are 100 such stretches. Okay.
Okay. Till
Speed
100.
S1, speed is S1, S2, S3, and speed here is S100, and the distance is D, 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 and so on. You need to calculate the average speed. Calculate.
Okay. The total distance is 100d and total distance upon total time, and then time will be S into T. Sorry, speed is given, and the time will be D by S.
So time taken for this stretch would be,
and 100d divided by S100.
time
S1 time
time would be, see, there's only one relation, but we get confused so much. You imagine this question is asking time information. Time, that means what will come in the denominator? Speed.
D by S, yeah.
D by S1. Time here?
D by S2 till T by S100.
Till D by S100. If you take D common from the denominator, this T will get cancelled and you get 100 upon 100 upon 1 by S1 plus 1 by S2 till 1 by S100. Similarly, one more scenario, S1, S2, S3 till S50. Okay. And in every stretch you are taking, let's say, T hours. And this is the speed and time information is given. What will be the average speed?
Average speed will be total distance, but we have given a speed and the time.
Okay.
So
What will be the distance here?
S into T.
S1 into T, madam.
S1 into T till
Yes.
50. S2 into T till 50. So T will be
50.
common.
Divided by total time. What is the total time?
It's 50 T.
T plus T plus T plus T plus T 50 times. So 50 T. So if you take T common, it will get cancelled
So
with this T.
S1 till S50 divided by 50.
Very good. Okay, so this is how you should go according to what is being asked and what information is provided. Okay. Very good. All right, all right, all right. Shobna, can you explain the concept of relative speed? I'm providing you the same example. Let's say there are two persons, A and B, traveling from opposite directions. A has a speed of small a meter per second, B has a speed of small b meter per second, where the speed of A is greater. Okay. Shobna, can you hear me? Can you reply? Okay, Shobna is not replying. Sean.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if the speed of A is greater than B and they start traveling at the same time, let's say 8 p.m. Okay. So now please tell me when they meet, will they be meeting at the midpoint, Sean?
No, no. If they're going at different speeds, they won't.
Why? Where will they meet? To the left or to the right?
If A is going at a greater speed, then they meet to the right.
Right. So this is the meeting point. Okay. In this scenario, let's say this is the scenario. Scenario one is A going from this point till M. This is scenario one. Scenario two is B going from this point till here. Two scenarios. Please tell me what is constant.
So
In this, Hanji, in these two scenarios, A has a speed of A meter per second. B has a speed of B meter per second. That means speed is not constant.
so
What can you infer about the distance? Is the distance constant between them? As in from A to M and from B to M, is the distance same?
no, it's not.
It's not. So distance is also not same. So what is same? See, let's say A is wearing a watch 10 and his watch shows 8 p.m. B is also wearing a watch. His watch also shows 8 p.m. Let's say they are meeting after 15 minutes. So A's watch will also show 8:15, B's watch will also show 8:15. What is constant? Both of them traveled for 15 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Is this point clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Thank you. So in this scenario, what is constant? Time is constant. So if A is taking t seconds from A to M, B is also taking t seconds, what is the distance traveled by A from here till here? You know speed, you know time. What is the distance?
Speed into time.
A into T. What is
A
the
into
distance traveled by B?
So it would be B into T.
And let's say, and one more information is given, which I have not provided yet. This distance is D. Okay. This distance information is provided. So can I say distance traveled by A plus distance traveled by B is equal to the total distance, which is D. You know, distance traveled by A is AT. Similarly, distance traveled by B is PT is equal to D. So time A plus, I'm taking time common, A plus B, this is D. So can I say, and this time I'm saying, this is the time at which they are meeting. So I'm saying this is the meeting time. So T meet, can I say this is nothing but D upon A plus B?
Yes, sir.
Since they are traveling from the opposite directions, you have A plus B. Okay. Take one more scenario in which the distance between them, A and B is still D. A and B is still D. Speed is A. speed is B. Let's assume some value of A and B. Okay. So as to make the question a bit easier, let's say 50 meter per second, B 40 meter per second, and let's say the distance between them is, let's say 100 meters. They are traveling, they start traveling from the same time. Okay, let's say 8 p.m. So whenever they are meeting, I'm talking to whom right now?
So Sean.
Sean. Sean, there's one scenario wherein A is going from here to this meeting point. Okay. So distance traveled by A is something and distance traveled by B is something. Is it same? Distance traveled, these are the two
No.
scenarios. Scenario 1, scenario 2. Distance is not same. Are their speeds same?
No, they're not same.
Now imagine A is also wearing a watch, B is also wearing a watch, and they are starting together whenever they are meeting. And if they both see their watches are going to tell them the same time, let's say 8:15. So A has traveled for 15 minutes. B has also traveled for 15 minutes. What is constant here? In both
Time is
scenarios,
constant.
time is constant. Very good. So if time is constant, let's say time taken from here to here is t, time taken is also t. So can you please tell me what is the distance traveled by A? If the time is t and if the speed of A is given?
Then it would be 50 into 15.
50 into t, not 15.
Oh,
Speed into time.
yeah.
That was just an example that they took 15 minutes. That was just an example. We do not know the time, na? That is why
Yes.
speed into time. Similarly, what will be the distance traveled from B to M? Speed into time, which is 40 into t. Now imagine one distance is 50t, one distance is 40t, and you know this distance to be 100 meters. Can you write an equation or can you make an equation?
Yes.
What can be this equation? So 100 plus 40t, so this 50t equals 100 plus 40t. So can I say 50t minus 40t is equal to 100? So can I say t into 50 minus 40 is equal to 100? So can I say t is equal to 100 divided by 50 minus 40? So these are all values. I am replacing them with variables. So 100 was the value of d. What was the value of 50 and then
A.
what was the variable used? A. What was the variable used for 40? If
B.
they're traveling in the same direction, okay, we'll get A minus B, meeting time. In both the cases, one thing needs to be absolutely clear that both the objects should start their journey at the same time. Otherwise, if you are applying the formula without knowing that they are not starting at the same time, you are going to get the wrong answer. Okay, so please read. Do not blindly apply the formulas. If you go like this, you'll never ever falter in these kind of questions. Is this point clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Can I ask one question? Basic question, okay? Just asking a basic question. Let's say this is police officer. This is the thief. All right. So this is chasing the thief at a speed of, let's say, 40 meters per second, too much. Thief is traveling at a speed of 50 meters per second. Palak. And the distance between them is 100 meters. Okay. I would like to ask, when will the police catch the thief?
The police won't be able to catch the thief because the speed of police is less than the thief.
Good. So one thing that we learn is it has to be greater than 50. Let's say if it is 60. When will the police catch the thief?
100 upon 60 plus 50.
Plus.
Sorry, 60 minus 50.
100 by 10 would be 10 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Upstream and downstream. Can someone explain this concept, Sanjana?
Yeah, I'll read this out or I'll explain.
Explain. So what does, let's say a river is flowing like this. The river has some speed, let's say r
Yeah.
meter per second. Okay. Let's say a boat, okay, before this, speed of the river is, let's say, 1 meter per second. Okay, and you are just lying there on the water or on the river. Okay. In 10 seconds, where will you be?
I'll 10 meters because the
Time.
speed of the river is also 1 meter per second.
Yeah, so river is going to help you go downstream. Okay,
Yeah.
this direction is called downstream. When you're going with the flow, that means you're going downstream. Okay. So in this case, you are traveling at the same speed of the river.
As the
Okay.
river, yeah.
Let's take some other case wherein you are sitting on a motorboat which is traveling at a speed of 5 meter per second and you travel for, let's say, 10 seconds. Where will you be after 10 seconds?
So we'll have to add the speeds to find.
Why? So I'm saying
Because we're moving with the flow of the river.
Hanji, I'm
With
saying
it.
I'm saying in 10 seconds, river is going to help you by how many meters? 10
One.
into 1,
Yeah, 1 into 10.
which is 10 meters. And you are also traveling with this boat. So 1 second, 5 meters. So in 10 seconds, 10 into 5, which is 50 meters. Correct? That means river is helping you. You are traveling all by yourself, 50 meters, but river is also pushing you by 10 meters. So if you are traveling along the flow of the river, your actual downstream speed would be speed of the boat plus speed of the river. But imagine a scenario wherein the river is flowing downstream, as in this is the direction of the flow of the river, and you are moving up. What will be your speed? And your speed in this case would be upstream speed, which is denoted by u. So you are traveling, let's say, plus b in the upward direction, and the river is opposing you. The river is opposing you, that is why I'm saying plus b minus r meter per second. Is this point clear to everyone?
Yes.
Tanisha, is it clear to you? Tanisha, Shiva Prasad, Tanisha.
Yeah, man.
Sir,
Okay,
yeah.
So Tanisha, one question is coming for you. Just a second.
Okay.
I am saying that, let's say Tanisha has started her journey downstream. The river has a speed of 5 meters per second. Okay. So Tanisha traveled 5 kilometers downstream. Okay. Then without even stopping, she turned back and went to her initial starting position, 5 kilometers. Okay. If the total time taken by Tanisha is 10 hours and Tanisha is traveling via a boat, what is the speed of the boat?
Yeah. So speed is equals to distance upon time. So time is your distance upon speed, and the
First of
total
all,
time is 10.
break the question. I am not actually interested in the answer. I'm just interested in.
So we will calculate the time taken while upstream and downstream. So time upstream and time downstream total
Very
is
good.
10 hours.
Very good. So time while Tanisha is going downstream plus the time while she is traveling upstream is equal to what? 10 hours.
10 hours. Yeah.
What is the time taken when she is traveling downstream?
So it's 5 upon boat plus
Distance
river speed.
upon the downstream speed. What is the downstream
Yeah. So it's boat. Let's take speed of boat
speed?
B, and so it would be B plus 1
Very good. When
plus
she's
5
traveling
upon B minus 1.
upstream, 5 upon B minus
B
1.
minus 1 is equals to 10.
Now you can solve. Only one
Yeah.
variable B. Okay. I don't know whether you'll get the answer or not. We are just more interested in framing that equation. Okay, that is why I've given this random example. Is this point clear to everyone? Very good, Tanisha. Is this point clear to everyone? Say yes, say no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Coming to questions. ठीक है. Neil, explain the first question.
Hi, I'm sorry. Yeah. Two trains run in opposite directions on a circular track.
Circular track. Okay. I was drawing a rectangular track. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Train A travels at a rate of 4 miles per hour, 4 pi miles per hour.
4 pi miles per hour.
Train B runs at a rate of 6 pi miles per hour.
Train B runs at a rate of 6 pi miles per hour.
Opposite direction.
Opposite direction. ठीक है.
Yeah.
If the track.
If the track has a radius of 6 miles.
Okay, stop right there. If radius information is there, can you find the length of this track?
Yeah, circumference formula, which is 2 pi r.
2 pi 6, 12 pi. Okay, so 12 pi is the distance. 12 pi miles. And both the trains
start from point S. So the
point S at
same time.
At the same time. So from the same point. Okay.
How long in hours after the trains depart will they again meet at point S for the first time?
So can you please tell me when will train A reach point S again? I'm just talking about train A for the first time. Only talking about train A. I'm not saying both trains are meeting for the first time. I want to ask, when will A come to this for the first time again?
The distance, which is the full 12 pi upon the speed, which is 4 pi. So the answer is 3 hours.
Okay. So train A will reach point S in 3 hours. Similarly, train B, how long will
12
it reach?
upon 6 pi, which
Distance
makes it 2
upon
hours.
Speed, which is 2 hours. So the next time, when will train A reach point S again?
6 hours.
Then 9
9
hours.
hours. 12 hours.
And so on. Similarly, train B?
2, 4, 6. So 6 is the common.
So they are meeting for the first time after 6 hours. Okay.
Yep.
So answer is going to be 6 hours. So if I am saying in this 6 hours, what is the total number of rounds traveled by train B? Total rounds.
3.
In 2 hours, train B is traveling or traveling 1 round. So in 3 hours, as in 6 hours, train B is traveling 3 rounds. What is the total number of rounds traveled by train A?
2. 6 divided by 3.
3 hours, 1 round. So 6 hours, 2 rounds. Good. Very good, Neil. Nikhil, can you hear me? Can you reply?
Yes, sir.
Go for question number 2.
Yeah. So Danny drove his old car 100 kilometers from his home to a friend's place.
Okay, I'm writing down all the relevant information. That's there.
Yeah.
Home to friends,
Then-
100 kilometers. Yeah.
Yeah. To prevent the engine from overheating, he stopped his car for 10 minutes every time he completed 40 kilometers of continuous driving.
First, interpret this information.
Yeah. So every 40 kilometers, he was stopping for 10 minutes. So that would be 2 stops, 40
40
and 40.
kilometers, then 10 minutes. Then he
And
traveled
another
40 kilometers, then 10 minutes. Then he traveled the rest.
20 kilometers.
Good. Now,
When the car was moving, Danny drove it at an average speed of 60 kilometers per hour.
that
So we
means,
knew the speed, yeah, for the entire
yeah, that means in this stretch, Danny is traveling at a speed of
60.
60. Here also, Danny is traveling at a speed of 60. Here also, Danny is traveling at a speed of 60. Go on. And what is the question saying? What was
What is Danny's average speed on that trip? So that includes the breaks, which he has taken. We need to
just a
profit
sec.
that.
Hanji, just a sec. Average speed for Danny's entire trip is total distance. What is total distance?
100 kilometers.
Divided by the total time. So
Time.
we need to calculate the total time. So 10 minutes and 10 minutes is there. So total of 20 minutes. What is the time taken here? You have information 40 kilometers and speed information.
And 60. Yeah.
How will
40
you
by
find time?
So
Distance
40 by
speed. 40 by 60, which is 2 by
into
3
2.
hours. Okay. Similarly, again 40 kilometers, 60 kilometers. So the
2
speed,
by 3.
then so the time would be 2 by 3. Now the distance is half. So what will be the time taken? Speed is the same. Distance was halved.
Yeah, it would be half of that. So 1 by 3.
1 by 3. Distance by speed, which is 1 by 3 hours. Okay. So time taken is 2 by 3 plus 2 by, and 10 minutes in hours would be
1 by 6.
1 by 6, and 10 minutes is 1 by 6.
1 by 6.
So what will be the total time taken? See, 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6, I'm writing them together. 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6 is
2 by 6.
2 by 6, which is
1 by 1 by
1 by 3. So this is 2 by 3. I'm writing this 2 by 3. Now I'm writing this 1 by 3.
Plus 1 by 3.
I am adding both 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6, which is 1 by 3. So 4 plus 1, 5 plus 1, 6 by 3, which is 2 hours. So average speed 100 kilometers divided by the total time taken, which is 2 hours, which is
50 kilometers.
Very good. Very good. Vatsalya, were you able to explain this, understand this question? Question number 2?
Yes.
Okay, go for question number 3.
I just had one question, Aman.
Hanji.
For the last sum, if I know that the distance is 100 and average speed is 60, okay,
Hanji, go on.
I divided that, so I got the total time as 100 minutes, and then I added 10 minutes for those 2 stops, and then I calculated that accordingly. Is that fine?
You can also do that. Yeah.
Okay, sure, thanks.
But you need to add the time after that, okay? 10
Yeah, I did, because the 2 stops at 10 minutes, so 80 kilometers would be the second stop, 20, and then the remaining
See, when you said it initially, I had a confusion. So I immediately thought what we were doing, 40 by 60, 40 by 60. I did not just say yes to what you asked. So I imagined this. Then I imagined 80 plus 20, 100 by 60. So yes, you can do it.
Yep.
It just gave me confirmation.
Got it. Thanks.
Nishant, can you go for question number 3?
Yes, so at 9 a.m.,
Hanji.
Amy started driving from our house towards the north at a speed of 60 miles per hour.
Amy's speed is 60 miles per hour.
Amy's brother Bernie started from the same place in his car at 11:30 a.m.
11:30. First of all, when you hear this 11:30, you should stop. Okay. So Bernie left house at 11:30 a.m. That means in this time from 9 a.m. till 11:30, Amy must have traveled Amy must have traveled for how many hours?
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. That means time is 2.5 hours. Speed of Amy is 60 miles per hour. So how much distance did Amy travel? Speed into time. 60
150.
into 2.5. 150 miles. See, right now, I know that the time is 11:30 a.m. and Bernie is just leaving and Amy is also going north. B is traveling south, A is going north. Go on.
And drove towards the south at a speed of 90 miles per hour.
90 miles per hour speed is given. A speed is already given 60 miles per hour. Go on.
If at a certain point of time,
Hmm.
the distance between them is 600 miles, then
Okay.
at what time was this distance measured?
Okay, one way is going via variable, one way is directly thinking. I'll tell you the simpler way. Right now, the distance between them is 150 miles. So the simpler way could be you imagine in 1 hour, how much will they be traveling? Let's say they already have a distance of 150 miles between them. So what's going to happen at 12:30 after 1 hour? In 1 hour, A will be moving 60 miles north
Yes, they'll
and
become
B will be moving 90 miles
90
south.
miles.
So overall in 1 hour, they are traveling how much?
150.
150 miles. Okay, so I'm saying on at 12:30, the distance between them. Initially, they had a distance between them as 150.
150.
So 150 plus 150. So at 12:30, the total distance between them is 300 miles.
Yes.
Okay. After 1 more hour, what's going to happen?
There'll be a difference of 150 miles. So
Again,
450.
they'll travel 150 miles. So 450 miles, 300 plus 150. This will increase, of course. It will
Yes.
be here. So this is 12:30, this is 1:30 a.m. What's going to happen after 1 more hour?
It's going to become 600 miles.
That is at 2:30 a.m. Again, A will travel 60, B will travel 90, and the total would be 450 plus 60 plus 90, which is 600 miles. Is this point clear? This is a simpler approach,
Yes.
but let's say if it doesn't hit or click in the examination, what can you do otherwise? Hanji, go on. Let's say you don't know what's a simpler way out. Let's say you need to solve the question. How will you solve the question? Quickly. Anyone? You only know that this distance is 150 miles. B is traveling at a speed of 90. A is traveling at a speed of 60. What to do?
Difference in the time will always be 2.5 hours.
Difference. Arey Baba, see, right now the time is 11:30. Okay, and right now B has just started traveling. A will also travel. So if B is traveling for T hours, A will also travel for T hours. What is constant again?
Time.
Time.
They are traveling 600 miles. So whenever A is reaching here and B is reaching here, time taken will be constant. So what is the distance in this stretch from here till here? You know the time as T, you know the speed. Speed into time, which is 60T. This distance you already know, 150. What is
150.
this distance?
90T.
90T. Can we not make an equation? 60T plus 150 plus 90T, which is 60 plus 90 is
150T.
150T plus 150 is equal to total distance. You already know
600.
600. Divide the whole equation by 150, you'll get T plus 1 is equal to 4. So T comes out to be 3
Yeah.
hours. So at 600 miles, if the distance between them is 600 miles, when will it be? After 3 hours, with respect to what time? Please don't get confused. At 11:30, after 11:30, you are saying that they'll reach at this point in 3 hours. So with respect to 11:30, you need to calculate plus 3 hours, which is 2:30. 2:30 p.m. or a.m.? p.m. Is this point clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Jaspreet, can you explain this question? Jaspreet. All right, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Ji, go on.
A and B start from point X towards Y.
Let's say this is point
That's-
X. Hmm.
And C starts from point Y towards point X simultaneously at 9 a.m.
Everyone is starting at 9 a.m. So that shouldn't be a problem.
If the ratio of speeds of A, B, and C is 5:3:4,
5:3:4. Hanji.
and A meets C at 10 a.m.
Stop right there. A meets C at 10 a.m. Okay. Let's say this is the midpoint. When are they going to, as in, where are they going to meet? To the left of this midpoint, to the right of this midpoint?
They're gonna meet to the right
Why?
because 5 has a greater ratio than A has a greater ratio than
Speed
B.
of A is greater than speed of C, hence they are going to meet at the right. Let's say they are meeting here. Okay. A meets C at 10 a.m. So when they are meeting, A meets C. The time is 10 a.m. Please tell me, Sean, if A is moving from here till here, C is moving from here till here, what is constant? What is the time taken by A to reach here?
It's 1 hour. So
1 hour.
9 to
What is the
10.
time taken by C to reach here?
1 hour again.
Okay. Let's say speed of A is 5K, speed of B is 3K, speed of C is 4K. Can you please tell me, once you know the speed, once you have the time information, what is the distance traveled by A?
It's 5K into 1 hour.
Speed into time, which is 5K. Similarly, what is the distance traveled by C?
C is 4K into 1 hour
Right.
again, so 4K.
So what is the total distance?
Distance is 5K plus 4K.
This plus this, which is 9K. If you have distance information in terms of K, if you have speed information in terms of K, can you not find this? At what time will A, B, and C reach their destination? Let's find out for A. I'm writing the question, when will A reach his or her destination? Tell me, when will A reach her destination?
So time is equal to distance divided by speed.
Let's say this initial scenario wherein A is here, okay, at 9 a.m. and he needs to cover how much distance?
9K.
So time is distance, and you have the speed information with you by
which is
speed.
5K.
So 9 by 5 would be 1.8
0.8.
hours. So this is 1 hour plus 0.8 hour would mean how many minutes? 0.8 hours into 60. If you do, you'll get it minutes. So 1 hour plus 48 minutes. So when will A reach this point? Why?
In 1 hour 48 minutes.
That means with respect to 9 a.m., the time would be 10 hours and how many minutes?
48 minutes.
Similarly, let's find it for C, and for B, you can find it out. Okay, I'm finding it for C. Okay, find it out for C, please. Sean.
Okay. Yes.
What is the
So-
distance traveled from this point till this point Because C's
It's
destination is this point, right?
yes, it's 9K divided by 4K, which gives you
9K divided by 4K.
2.25.
Okay, and see, you should not calculate in decimal, as in, again, you are converting this. Let's say 9 by 4. Can I write this as 8 plus 1 by 4, which is nothing but 2 hours plus 1 by 4 hours? How will you convert this 1 by 4 hour into minutes?
1 by
Multiply
4
by,
into 60,
which is 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
So with respect to 9 a.m., C will reach his or her destination in 2 hours 15 minutes. So 2 hours would be 11 a.m., 15 minutes would be 11:15 a.m. Has anybody calculated the time taken by B? Distance by
3 hours.
speed of B.
3 hours.
3 hours. So 12 a.m. or 12 p.m.?
12 p.m.
This is the answer. Very good. Okay. Who's gonna
So, actually, with respect to the last question, I was not able to solve this. I left it because I was not able to express the ratios of the speeds correctly. So I just wanted to ask, like, if we are given the ratio of the speeds, this is how we will like take K and calculate for the problem.
Absolutely. See, even if you had assumed 5, 3, 4, then the distance came out to be 9. Again, K would have gotten cancelled. But for
There
start,
will be some information on the time taken in if a similar kind of a sum comes with which we can calculate the distance in K.
absolutely. Otherwise, you won't be able to solve the question, no?
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, but this should be the way. If some ratios are provided, yes, I would say 90% or 80% of the cases you can definitely assume values, but start from here. Later down the line, if you were to assume values, then you assume, but start from here. Okay. Hanji, Sanjana, so go on for this question number 5.
Yeah, so in a river, a motorboat and a raft start their journeys in the same direction at the same time from the same point.
So motorboat and let's say raft. Okay, motorboat and raft. Go on.
The motorboat travels at 40 by 3 kilometers downstream, and then without stopping, it travels 28 by 3 kilometers in the reverse direction and meets the raft.
And meets the raft. So what can you conclude? So there is a hidden or a subtle information that's here. So motorboat is traveling from here till here. Raft is traveling from here till here. What can you conclude? What can you decode?
The raft has covered some distance.
Yeah.
So total distance is 40 by 3. This is 28 by 3. So the rest of the distance is going to be 28 plus something by 3 would be 40 by 3. So this something would be 12 by 3 kilometers.
Yeah.
Correct? 28 plus 12 is 40 by 3. So distance covered by raft is 4 kilometers. Okay. Also, what is constant? Let's say this is one scenario. Scenario 1. And this is scenario 2. The question is voicing out loud in the same direction at the same time from the same point. What's constant here? Imagine a motorboat having a watch.
Time constant.
The time is constant and
Motorboat traveling from here till this point. A raft traveling from here to here. So can I say
distance
time?
is also constant.
What is constant?
So time and distance would be constant, right?
Distance.
Not distance, sorry, time would be constant.
Time traveled by the motorboat downstream plus upstream, I'm saying. Okay? Time taken by a motorboat downstream plus the time taken by motorboat upstream should be equal to the time taken by the raft to travel downstream. Okay. Is this equation clear? Time taken by the motorboat and time taken by the raft. So how will you write time taken by the motorboat downstream? This value, distance divided by speed. What is the speed? Let's say speed of motorboat is m, speed of river. See, raft is r. I am also saying the speed of river is r. Okay. Or let's change the variable. River stream, let's say s. Speed of the river is s, since I have denoted this raft by r. So can I say time is distance upon speed? What will be the speed downstream? If
M
motorboat
plus S.
m plus s.
M plus.
M plus S.
Upstream, it traveled 28 by 3. And
M minus S.
very good. What is the time taken by the raft?
12 by 12 by
As in 4 kilometers. This is 4
yeah,
kilometers.
yeah.
4 by
Yeah.
4 by s.
Yeah.
Can I divide this equation by a 4? See, 4, 28, 40. I'm dividing the whole equation by 4. So I'm getting 10, 7, 1. Okay, I'm not writing everything. Since 3 and 3 are here, can I take 3 common? Let's say I have taken 3 common, and this would be 1 by 3 something plus something. And this is 1 by s. Can I multiply this 3 here? I'll get 3 by s. Can you solve this? M minus s. Has anyone solved this? M plus s. So 10m minus 10s. It is a bit calculation intensive, but good for practice. 7m plus 7s. And this is m plus s into m minus s, which will be multiplied here. And s will be multiplied here. So first, simplify. 10 plus 7 is 17m. Minus 10 plus 7 is minus 3s. Multiply by s, so you get ms minus s square. And what would be this? M plus s into m minus s? 3 times of m square minus 3 times of s square. 3 times of s square, 3 times of s square. If I take this to the left hand side, it will get cancelled, right? Minus 3s square plus 3s square. And you have 17ms is equal to 3m square. Since m is not 0, I'll divide this equation by m. So I get 17s is equal to 3m. The question is asking, what is the speed of the river to that of the motorboat in still water? Speed of the river, which is s, divided by speed of the motorboat, is 3 upon 17. Is this point clear?
Yes, sir.
Aman, could you
Hanji, go on.
the right side of the equation? Like, I got it when you wrote 4 kilometers, and I just got confused on the right side part. So if you could just give me a gist of it again.
Okay. Are you able to understand the equation? So I'm saying when the motorboat started traveling, okay, and this raft also started traveling at the same point from the same time, at the same time and from the same point, okay. So the question is saying this boat traveled 45 kilometers, moved back, went back, and traveled for 28 by 3 kilometers, and then it met the raft. So would you please tell me if this distance is 40 by 3, if this distance is 28 by 3, what will be this distance? Difference
That
of
would
this and this, which
by
is 12 by 3, which is 4. Now can I say if they are starting from this, if they're starting at the same time, then the time taken for by the motorboat in traveling downstream, as in this distance, plus time taken to travel this distance, यहाँ से यहाँ, will be equal to the time taken by this raft from going from this point till this point.
Yes.
That's what I've written. Time taken by the motorboat to travel downstream, which is this. So downstream, 40 by 3 is the distance. So time is distance upon speed. Since it is traveling downstream, so m plus s, speed of the motorboat is m, speed of the stream is s. Okay, motorboat m, speed stream s. So m plus s. And once it is traveling upstream, speed of the motorboat m, and stream is now opposing it, hence m minus x. So distance upon speed is equal to time taken by the raft to travel downstream. So raft has no speed of its own. It will be traveling at the speed of the river. So time is distance divided by speed of the river, which is s. Now I have simplified, divided by the equation by 4. So got 1, got 7, got 10. Okay. Took 3 common, got 1 by 3. Multiplied this 3, which was in the denominator, to the right hand side. Gotten a 3. Then I have cross multiplied m minus s, m plus s, gotten 10m minus 10s, and simplified. And in the denominator, I got m plus s, m minus s. So what is a plus b into a minus b? A square minus b square, m square minus s square. I have multiplied m square minus s square to the right hand side. So 3 times of m square minus 3 times of s square. Multiplied this s on the denominator and took it to the left hand side. So 17 ms minus 3s square. Then I simplified and then I reached to this conclusion. And this is the only way to go via for this.
Aman, one more thing.
Yeah.
You have written 4 by s, which is distance by speed. But how can it has 12 by 3 as the speed, right? Which you converted it into 4 later on.
Yeah,
But
but this is not the speed, this is the distance. Distance and I 12 by 3 kilometers.
oh, okay, yeah. Okay, got it. Thank you.
I actually had a question, Naman. I got this wrong. So the way I did it was the speed of motorboat plus speed of river equal to 40 by 3, which is given. And another equation, which is speed of motorboat minus speed of river equal to 28 by 3, because it's going up, in the reverse direction.
No, I think you're wrong. That is the distance. You are equating the distance with speed. How can it be correct?
Okay, yes. Okay, understood. All right. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, set theory, important. So right now we'll discuss 2 set. So 2 set looks like this. This represents the total of whatever values that are there in the rectangle. Vatsalya, what is this region that is outside the circles?
It's neither A nor B.
None region. That means, let's say if there are a total persons who like two sports, okay? So these persons will be the ones who does not or who do not like both the sports, correct? Either of the sports or neither of the sports. Is this point clear? Let's say this is hockey and this is football. So these are the persons who neither like hockey nor football. Is this clear? What about these persons? Vatsalya.
Yes. About A and N.
About this. A.
That's only A. Like
only A. So these are the persons that like only hockey. One way of saying is A but not B. These are the persons who like only football. Another way of saying these are the persons who like B but not A. Alright. What about these persons? These are the persons who like both the sports, A and B. So one way of see, we'll be solving the question according to the information that is provided. If we have enough information to find out what is this value, this value, this value, and none, I'll write the equation as total is equal to small a plus small c plus small b plus none. This is one way. The other way. Sanjana, are you there?
Yes.
Let's say I have only this information. I do not know what is small a, small c, small b. I have only this information. I know total, I know A, B, I know the intersection is both A and B. I'm writing A and B. Okay. I have only this much information. Total A, B, and none. How will I write total? I will write total would be persons who are not playing or who do not like either of the sports plus the persons that are there in this region, and
A and B.
this region is not called A and B. I'll say at least one. People who like at least one sport. Okay. This is also called either A or B. It is also called A union B. Okay. But for simplicity, I'll be writing A at least one. So how will I write at least one? I'll write like this. Okay. I'll say, just a sec. Clarify. First of all, I'm including set A, the whole set A. I'm writing A. Then I'm writing set B. Please tell me, Sanjana, how many times I have included this region?
Twice.
Twice. But I had to include this region only once.
Yeah.
So what I need to do is subtract this region once. So I'm saying minus both A and B. This is an important equation. I have not remembered it. I was just going according to how many times will this region be included. I've included set A, then I've included set B, and then I knew that I have counted or taken into consideration this region twice. Hence, I'm subtracting once. Is this point clear? Sanjana.
Yes, Aman.
Okay. Now, Sanjana, one more question for you. If I want to ask, based on this information, okay, based on this information, if I had asked people who play exactly one sport, what would be your answer based on this information?
People, it would be either A or B.
Exactly one. Exactly one would be this. Only one sport, which is A, plus only one sport, which is B. This region, no? Exactly one.
Yeah, exactly one. Yeah.
But in terms of this, now I do not have information A, B, and now I would like to write exactly one. How will I write exactly one here? What would be this value? You only know this is A, you know this is A and B. How will you write it?
We have to subtract from the total.
You have to subtract A and B. Let's say I'm writing set A minus A intersection B or A and B. This gives you value of this crescent A.
Correct. Yeah.
Similarly, for B, you'll write B minus, again, this region, subtract A and B. So exactly one would be A plus B minus 2 times of A and B. Is this clear to everyone? Basically, I'm seeing things, okay, I'm subtracting. That's all. The question can ask anything, but if you are good with what the question is asking and if you're good with respect to the values that are being provided to you, and you have to use only those values, and this is how I'm using those values. Is it clear to you, Heath, Jaspreet? Quickly. Heath, Jaspreet, is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Heath, can you explain this question quickly?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So in a survey of 200 people,
So 200, where should I write this 200?
outside it's like the total.
Very good.
Yeah. 80 people read magazine M. So there'll be there'll be like two Venn diagrams. So 80 and 96 would be reading magazine R. If the number of people surveyed who do not read either magazine,
Just a sec. Who do not read either magazine. This corresponds to which part?
the outside of all both the Venn diagrams and inside the box. Yeah.
None.
This is 3 times the number who read both magazines.
Both
That's the
magazine
common
is.
part.
So
Yeah.
let's say there are X persons, okay, who read both
Right.
magazines. So what are the number of persons who are not
TX.
reading either of the magazines?
TX.
Can you make an equation from here? 200, which is your total, is equal to none
Right.
plus this region that is inside the circle. Can you write number of people who are reading magazine M plus number of people who are reading magazine R? How many times you have included this region? 2 times. So you have to subtract 1 time. So I've written total is equal to none plus A plus B minus A intersection or both A and B. This is what I have written. What is the value of M plus R? M plus R, 80 plus
176.
so 3x minus x is 2x. 200 minus 176 is 24. So x comes out to be 12. Please, once you have found out the value of x, please see what is the question asking. How many of the people surveyed read both the magazines? Both the magazines, question is asking what is the value of x. So answer comes out to be 12. Hope it is clear. I've just applied what we have learned. Same thing. This thing, I'm denoting it via some other way, and I'll be using this way only when the information is given to me in that manner. Okay? Let's say there are in a town there are some left-handed members and right-handed members. Okay? So in a town there are only left-handed and right-handed members. So this is equal to total. And in that town there are only men and women. So men plus women is also equal to total. See the information that is provided. Okay. So what kind of different cases without we have not reached to this stage, okay, right now. If you have right-handed and left-handed people, and if you have men and women, how many types of people will you find in that society or in that town? Harsh?
Yes, sir.
How many types of people will you find in that town? Neil. Neil.
4.
4. So how many types? Can you name those 4 types?
Right-handed men, right-handed women.
Right-handed men, right-handed women.
Left-handed men, left-handed women.
So 4 types. And hence I'm making matrix, this is called as a 2 by 2 matrix, and this is valid only for two sets, as in when there are two types of variables, as in right-handed, left-handed, men, women. Okay. So right-handed men, let's say right-handed men, I have written C. Right-handed women. So whatever I'm writing here, men, I'll write complement of it. If I'm writing men here, I'll write not men, which is women. If I'm writing right-handed here, I'll write not right-handed, which is left-handed. Okay. So right-handed men is denoted by C. Similarly, right-handed women is denoted by A. And this box represents the right-handed persons in that town. Similarly, this box represents the number of left-handed people in that town. So right-handed plus left-handed is equal to total. So if you add these two boxes, it will give you the total, which is A plus B plus C plus D. Similarly, if you think with respect to men and women, right-handed men C, left-handed men B. Okay, so total men B plus C. Similarly, right-handed women A, left-handed women D. Total women A plus D. With respect to these two boxes, they'll also add to give you the total, which is A plus B plus C plus D. Is this point clear? And this is only used when you have this kind of information, right-handed men, when you have the value for this box, when you know right-handed women, when you know left-handed women, only then you use it. Okay, and this is valid for two sets. So sometimes we'll be using sets, sometimes we'll be using 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, when we'll be using 2 by 2 matrix, when we have information such as this, right-handed men, or let's say left-handed women, then we'll use this right hand as in 2 by 2 matrix. Is this clear, Neil?
Yep.
Okay, Nishant, based on the information that is provided, if I ask what percentage of men are right-handed, look at the table and answer. What will come in the denominator and what will come in the numerator?
You will take C as the numerator, and denominator will be B plus C.
See, denominator question is asking what percentage of men? How many men are there? B plus C. Out of this B plus C men, how many are right-handed? How many are right-handed? C upon B plus C into 100. ठीक है?
Yeah.
Heath, can you answer?
Yes, sir.
What percentage of right-handed people are men? What
So,
is the denominator?
percent, yeah. So percentage of so right-hand people would be the base.
Which is?
Right-handed would be C plus A,
Mhm.
and
Out
total
of this C plus A, how many are men? Please do not include this value. Men.
right. So there'll be right-handed men.
Yeah. Which
C.
is C.
Yeah.
So C upon C plus A into 100. Is this point clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So who's gonna tell me this? Shayak, if you can hear us, or Shobna. Please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So 50% of the apartment in the certain building have windows and hardwood floors.
Okay, so I've deliberately taken this question, windows and hardwood floor. So if you were to make a 2 by 2 matrix, how will you make the matrix here?
Yeah, on top it would be window and window dash.
Window. So I'll I'll not use dash because sometimes I get confused. So if I'm writing windows, so these are
Not-
apartments with windows. So I'm writing not windows. Okay.
Okay.
So here, if you have
Sir,
written windows and its complement, so here you'll write hardwood
hard.
floors and not hardwood floors. Okay.
Yeah.
What will this box represents?
Sum of all rooms with windows.
Apartments with windows.
Yeah.
Okay. These are all apartments without windows. Similarly, what is this? Apartments with
Hardwood floors.
Apartments without hardwood flooring. Now 50% of the apartments in a certain building of the apartments. So total comes here, and these are the total number of apartments. Just to explain the concept, I'm assuming 50% of the apartments, I do not know the value. So I'm assuming the total number of apartments as 100. Okay. And 50% of these apartments have windows and hardwood floors. So where should I write 50% of 100?
So first square. Yeah.
Windows, hardwood floors. 50% of 100 is 50.
50.
Now, go for
25% of the apartments without windows have hardwood floors.
So 25% of which value?
Apartments without windows. So we don't have the value right now.
So which box represents apartment without windows?
A second box on the bottom. Yeah.
Apartments without windows. We do not know this value. I'm saying this value is X, let's say. So 25% of this value have hardwood floors. 25% of this value have
hardwood floors.
Okay. Where will it
One
come?
by 1/4 of X. That would be the window, no hardwood.
So sorry, I have.
So it should go down, sir. I guess.
Yes.
Not windows.
This is apartments without windows. So we had written apartments without hardwood floors. It should be 24% of apartments
Next to 100.
without windows, not
Left of 100, sir.
Apartments without windows, and 25% of this value have hardwood floors. 25% of this value have hardwood floors. That means 75% of this value will not have hardwood floors. Okay, but that may be important, not important, but I'm just filling this box. Go on.
So if 40% of the apartments do not have hardwood floors.
Just a sec. 40% of apartments, which is 100. Okay. If 40% of 100 do not have hardwood floors. Do not have hardwood floors. So what is this
40.
value? 40% of 100. 40. If this is 40, then this value
60.
60. If you know this is 50, and you also know this box plus this box equals 60. So what is the value of this box?
10.
10. So 10 is 25% of x. You know 25% as 1/4.
1/4.
X by 4. So x comes out to be 40. Once you know x is 40, what will be this value?
60. 60.
This plus this is 100. Now please look at what the question is asking.
So what percent of the apartment with windows have
Just a
hardwood
sec.
floor?
Please stop and interpret. What percentage of apartments with windows?
So
apartments with
60.
windows,
It's
60.
total 60.
It will come in the denominator. Out of this apartments with windows,
50.
how many apartments with windows have hardwood floors?
So 50 of them have them.
So 50 by 60 into 100 will give you
83.33.
83.33. The answer is 83.33%. Okay, good. This is again very important. A lot of students get confused in this. Vivek, can you help us out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there are 3 sets. Can you tell me how many different kinds of regions are there in this
So,
total?
yeah, so
7.
N is one, A is the second one. Then you've got D, B, F, G, E, and C.
Okay, so N stands for none.
None.
This is only A, okay?
Yeah.
This is only B. This is only C.
C.
What will you call this region?
That is intersection of A and C.
I can say both A and C. Okay, this is not B. Okay, I'll say both A and B.
A and C.
Sorry, both A and C. This region I'm saying this is both A and C, but not B. Okay, there is no B involved. If I am asking this region, I'll just say both A and B.
Yeah.
So different kinds of regions I'll say. Just a sec. Different kinds of region. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 kinds of regions. Okay. So total is equal to, one way of representing total is equal to none plus A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F plus G. So N shows none. What does A plus B plus C represent? Only one you can say, or you can also say exactly one. What does D plus E plus F represent?
Exactly 2.
Exactly 2. What does G represent?
All 3.
All 3, exactly 3. You say according to your liking. Okay, so total is none, and I am writing this region as total is equal to none plus, so whatever that's there inside these circles. Let's say these are 3 sports: hockey, basketball, football. So whatever values that are there inside these circles is going to represent the number of people, let's say, playing at least one sport. If it's here, these are the kinds of people, or these are the kind of people who are playing only one sport. These are the kind of people who are playing exactly 2 sports. These are the kind of people who are playing exactly 3 sports. So can I say total is equal to n plus people who are playing at least one sport? Is it safe to say?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'll take it here. So earlier, different information was provided. Only one, exactly 2 information was provided. But let's say I'm saying this is total, this is none, this is another way of representing A, B, C. If only this information is provided, can I write total is equal to none plus at least one? And when I'm saying at least one, I'm talking about what's inside the circle. So how will I say what's inside the circle with respect to this? If I'm saying A, so I'm including this whole A. Then if I'm saying B, I'm saying this whole B. Then I'm saying C, I'm saying this whole C. But in doing so, how many times I have calculated this region?
2 times.
2 times. Then I have considered A and B, I have considered 2 times. Hence, I am subtracting minus A and B. Similarly, when I have included set B and set C, how many times I have included this region? 2 times. Hence, B and C. Similarly, once I have included set A and set C, how many times I have included this region? 2 times, minus A and C. See, let's focus on this region. Once I have calculated or considered A, I have included this region once. Once I have included B, I have included this region once. Once I have included C, I have included this region once. Then I have subtracted A and B, this value. So I have also subtracted this once. Similarly, when I have subtracted B and C, I have subtracted this region once. Similarly, once I have subtracted A and C, I have also subtracted this region once. So I've included this region once at least as been thrice, and I've also subtracted this region thrice. So I have to include this region. Hence, I'm writing plus A and B and C. If you remember this explanation, you won't have to ever remember this formula. You can just write it with sheer logic. Is the logic clear? Sean, is the logic clear?
Yes, sir.
So let's say if I were to write exactly 2, how will I write exactly 2?
A and B plus B and C
A and B, okay, plus
B and C
B and C
plus A and C.
plus A and C. In doing so, how many times, but do you want this region?
One time. No, I don't want.
Because you want exactly 2, right? This is exactly 3 or all 3. So set A, as in once you have done A and B included once, A and C included once, B and C included once. How many times do you need to subtract?
3 times.
3 times. Okay. This is the most difficult thing that I'm asking, but you can definitely come up with the answer. If I want people who are playing exactly one sport, based on this information, how are you going to write? I want, so exactly one, when I'm saying, I want you to write only A plus only B plus only C. How are you going to write only A? My question is to Tanisha. My question is to Sean. My question is to Sanjana.
So you for to write only A, you need to write the full A,
The full A,
subtract
just a sec. Full A. Then I have included this region and this region. So I need to subtract
B and C.
A and B.
Sorry, is A and B.
I have to
And
subtract A and B. I have to subtract A and C. Okay, in doing so, once I have considered this A, I have included this all region once. Cool.
yes,
Then I have subtracted A and B. So I have subtracted this region once. I have subtracted B and C. So I have subtracted this region, the all 3 region also once. So I've included it once and subtracted it twice. So what should I
yes.
do?
So you need to add it back. So
I need to
that
add
would
it
be
back so as to cancel it. Okay. A and B and C. So the way we have written only A, in the same manner, can you write only B?
yes, sir.
In the
So
same
that
manner. B
B
minus
minus A and B
intersection with A, similarly
minus
intersection with
B
C,
and C.
and you need to add again A and B and C. The same way, A, B, then C. So intersection of C with A and intersection of C with B. Plus again the intersection. Same thing we are doing, okay? Cyclic, you can say, or symmetric. Then if you are adding, what are you getting? A plus B plus C. How many times you are getting A and B, A and B? 2 times. Similarly, A and C, A and C 2 times. Similarly, B and C, B and C 2 times. So 2 times of A, B, A and B, I'm writing AB plus BC plus CA. And how many times we are getting all 3? 3 times of A and B and C. So if you are good with writing, you need not remember all these formulas. Is this point clear?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Sean, go for this question.
So each of the 59 members in a high school class is required to sign up for a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 3 academic clubs.
So inference, what can we infer? If there are three academic clubs, okay, and a student has to enter in at least one of the clubs, what is it saying that the value of the none reason is? Zero. Go on.
The 3 clubs to choose from are the poetry, the history, and the writing club.
Okay.
A total of 22 students signed up for the poetry club, 27 students for the history club, and 28 students for the writing club. If 6 students sign up for exactly 2 clubs,
Okay, how are you going to write exactly 2 clubs? So 6 is equal to exactly 2. Intersection of this P and H, I'm writing PH. Similarly, this value HW.
Yeah.
Similarly, this value
PW.
PW. How many times I have calculated this region? Thrice.
3 times, so minus 3.
This is one equation. What is the question saying?
How many students sign up for all 3 clubs?
Can we make one more equation with respect to total?
Yes.
How will you write?
59 equal to
Total is equal, see, I will say it out loud. Total is equal to none, which is 0, plus at least 1. How am I going to write at least 1? This value P plus H plus W minus, I'll subtract. PH, HW plus PW, then I'll add PHW. Okay. What is the value of P plus H plus W? 22 plus 27 plus 28. So 22 plus 28 is 50 plus 27 is 77 minus, do I know this value?
We can get it
Since
from
I
the
want to
equation.
know the people who signed up for all the 3 clubs, I need P into, as in P and H and W. So can I just put the value from here, as in, can I say the value of PH plus HW plus PW from here? If I take this to the left hand side, is going to be 6 plus 3 PHW. And I'm
Yes,
writing this here. 6 plus 3 PHW. And this is PHW. So 59 minus 77 is what? 18 minus 18. And minus 6 is here. It goes to the left. You have minus 3 PHW plus PHW, which is minus 2 PHW. So minus 12 comes out to be minus 2. PHW, I'm saying all 3. So all 3 comes out to be 6. So I've written basically 2 equations and simplified. This is the total equation, and this is the exactly 2 equation that we discussed. This I've written and this I've written. Is this point clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
So one
Yeah.
doubt is, how can we write at least one in the 3 sets?
This is how we are writing at least one now.
Okay.
What is at least one, first of all? At least total is none plus at least one. What is at least one? At least one is this value, or at least one is this value. Where is at least one?
Got it.
This is the value, no? At least one is the value of the value inside the circles.
Got it.
Cool. Nishant, can you explain this question?
Yeah, sure, sir.
First of
In-
all, okay. In Diana's stamp collection, it should be 4/5, 3/7. This should be 4/5, okay. 4 by 5, 3 by 7. Go on.
In Diana's stamp collection, 4 by 5 of the stamps are Canadian.
Canadian. Okay. See, I have, let's say, Canadian stamps issued before 1940, issued in 1940 or later, not Canadian. Okay. So once you read the question, you'll write the information. Canadian
Okay.
stamps 4/5 of the, let's say, total. Okay. Since I am getting this information Canadian, not Canadian, before 1940, 1940 or later, that means there are 4 different kinds of variable or 4 different parts types available, and hence solving this question via a 2 by 2 matrix makes sense. You can also solve this question conventionally. Okay, that can be done as your homework, you can do. But here I would like to show you the application of 2 by 2 matrix. Canadian, not Canadian. So 4/5 of the stamps are Canadian. Do you know the total number of stamps? There you, Nishant. Do we know the total number of stamps?
No.
No. So out of this, 4/5 of the stamps are Canadian. This value is 4 by 5 of S. Now read the question.
And 3 by 7 of the Canadian stamps were issued before 1940.
Let's say this represents before 1940. So this represents 1940 or later.
Yes.
So 3/7 of this value, 3/7 of this value were issued before 1940.
So that's 3 by 7.
So this value, this circle ka value is 3 by 7 of the Canadian stamps, which is 4 by 5S. Okay? Which is 12 by 35S. Now, if you were to assume a smart value, see, this is 4 by 5 into S. This value is 12 by 35 into S. So what smart value of S can you assume?
Multiple of 5.
12 by 35 into S.
35, sir.
35.
35.
So if you are assuming this value to be 35, what will be this value? 4/5 of 35.
28.
1 by 5 is 7, so 4 by 5 is 28. So you are just putting 4 by 5 into 35. So you're getting 28. So this value would be 7. And if you're putting 35 here, what will be the value of this box?
12 by 7. 12 by 7 into, yeah.
Okay, over 35 now, as in 12 now.
No, yeah. So it is
If you are putting S ka value as 35, so 35 will get cancelled. This would be 3 into 4, which is 12.
well, yeah.
So this value is 16.
Yes.
So we have read the question till here. And
If
7th of the Canadian stamps were issued before 1940. So 16 stamps are issued 1940 or later. Now question is asking,
if 192 stamps in Diana's collections are Canadian stamps that were issued in 1940 or later.
so first tell me Canadian stamps that were issued 1940 or later. Which box represents Canadian stamps
second.
that were issued in 1940 or later? And in the actual question, this value is given to us as 192.
192.
So 16 corresponds to 192. Question is asking how many stamps in our collection are not Canadian. So how many stamps are not Canadian? 7. So if 16 represents 192, 7 will represent what? So how will you make 192 from 16? What will you multiply? Into 12?
Yeah.
So here you can also do into 12. Or if you do not
84.
understand this, you can just cross multiply. 16 into question mark is equal to 7 into 192. So 16 12s are 192. So question mark comes out to be 84. Is this point clear?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, Harsh, Jyotishman,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you solve this question, Jyotishman? And just by looking at this question, can you tell from which part this question belongs to? Or how this question should be solved?
It's a 2 by 2 matrix.
Yeah. And what brought you to that conclusion that it's a question on 2 by 2 matrix?
So queen size bed and king size bed, or we can decipher it as non-queen size. And non-smoking rooms
And smoking.
Smoking rooms.
Okay, so queen sized, king sized, smoking, non-smoking.
Yes.
Please read the question.
75% of the room have queen size beds.
Do you know the total number of rooms?
We can assume it is 100, sir.
You can assume it as 100, but let's say if going forward, if it happens that you are getting some values as decimal, then you may change this value, okay?
Yes.
So 75% have queen size bed. That means this value is
75.
25. And the remaining rooms have a
king size bed. So this is 25.
Very good.
Of the non-smoking rooms.
Of the non-smoking, these are the non-smoking rooms.
Above 100, yeah. 60% have a queen size bed.
Okay,
So
so
6.
Let's say if this is X, so this box will have
60% of X.
Queen size bed, non-smoking rooms having queen size bed is this value. So 60% of X. So what will be this value?
40% of X.
40% of X. Go on.
If 10% of the rooms are non-smoking rooms with king size beds.
First of all, identify the box which is non-smoking.
Non-smoking with king size. That is
Non-
40% of X they are talking about.
Non-smoking with king size. So
yeah, this will equals to 10% of the total.
40% of X equals 10% of the rooms. So 10% of the rooms. What is the total number of rooms? 100. So 10% is 10. 40% is 2 by 5 of X. So what is this value?
It's 25, sir. X will be 25.
X will be 25. If X is 25, what will be this value?
75.
Now, please see what the question is asking.
What percentage of the rooms permit
Stop.
smoking?
What percentage of the rooms? What will come in the denominator?
The 100 total rooms.
Total rooms. And out of these rooms, how many rooms permit?
75.
So 75 by 100, you need not multiply again by 100. As you know, 75 by 100 is 75%.
75%.
Good. Go for question number 3.
Me, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. At a certain dealership, every car on the lot has at least one of the 3 modest options.
At least one of the 3 modest options. What does it suggest? At least one of the
It means one or more than one.
That means none is 0. You need to identify it beforehand.
Yes.
Cool. Go on.
Now, windows, brakes, and radio. So 3 circles will represent
WBR.
WBR.
Go on.
40 cars have windows. So W is 40. 30 have brakes. So B is 30. 50 have a radio. So R is 50. 21 cars have brake and radio.
So B and R. So I'm writing B and R as BR. Okay.
Okay, sir.
21.
21. 13 have windows and brakes. And 17 have windows and a radio. WR.
Okay, so see what kind of information is provided. Cool. Go on.
11 cars have all the 3 options. That is WBR.
WBR, BWR or WBR.
Is 11. What is the total number of cars?
So see, again, every information is provided. You just need to find total. Can I say total is equal to none, which is 0, plus at least one, as in whatever that is there in the circles, What's there in the circles? W plus B plus R minus WB, BR, WR plus
plus
WBR.
WPR.
WBR, BWR are one and the same
Huh.
thing, okay? B and W and R or W and B and R. So W plus B plus R, 40 plus 30, 70 plus 50, 120
20.
minus what is this? 21 plus 13, which is 34 plus 7, 51 plus WBR,
11.
which is 11. So what is minus 51 plus 11?
40, sir.
Minus 40. So total comes
80 is the answer.
120 minus 40, which is 80. Very good. Guys, if you have any doubts, you can just ask me. Okay, not a problem. Neil, go for, no, not me. Shiva Prasad, can you explain this question?
So could you go
Sir,
back
in
to
Yeah, go on. Vatsalya.
yeah, so the answer was 80. I just wanted to check one thing.
I've just written the formula and I've put the values.
Yeah, got it. So yeah, never mind.
Okay. We'll discuss, whatever, even if there are some doubts pending, after the end, we can discuss your doubts. Okay, not a problem. Yeah, Shiva Prasad.
In a certain group of 55 truly disturbed people,
What does
25
this,
people were
what does this 55 represent? The total, right?
total. Yes.
Right.
22 people wear Crocs. 18 people rings of half flies.
Flies. I'm writing flies as F. Okay, 18.
Okay. And 32 people root for the Yankees.
So Y is 32. Okay.
If each of the 55 people does at least one activity,
This means none reason is again 0.
0. And 3 people do all 3.
Okay, just let me make a bigger diagram. C 22, F 18, Y 32, and this value is given to us as 3. So the total is 55. Okay. How many of them?
Do exactly 2 activities.
Okay, exactly 2. How will you find exactly 2? This region, which is CF, plus this region, which
YF.
is YF, plus this
Plus
region, which
CY.
is C and Y, minus
3 times the 3.
3 times of this intersection, all 3. So we need this value, okay? And where will I get this value? From the total equation again.
Total. Yes.
Total, can I write 55 is equal to none, which is 0, plus C plus F plus Y, again the same thing, minus CF plus YF plus CY plus all 3, CFY. CFY I know 3. What is C plus F plus Y? Quickly calculate. 22 plus 18, 40,
72. 72.
72 minus, this is what I want. Okay.
Okay.
So 72 plus 3 is what?
75.
And 55 is there. So 55 minus 75 is?
That's 20.
And this minus and minus will get cancelled. And this is the value of CY plus YF plus CY. CF plus YF plus CY. If I put 20 here, so what is the value of exactly 2?
3 minus 9, 11.
This value I know is 20 minus 3 into 3, which is 9. So 11.
Yep.
So mostly I'll be using these two equations, okay? Mostly these two. Hope it's clear. Vivek, can you explain this question?
Yes, sir. Of the 100 athletes at a soccer club,
Total
40
is 100.
yeah, is 100. 40 play defense.
Defense is 40.
70 play midfield.
Midfield is 70. Okay.
If at least 20 of the athletes play neither midfield nor defense,
That means none value should be greater than equal to
20.
Hmm.
The number of athletes that play both midfield and defense could be any number between.
Stop right there. Both midfield and defense. Let's say this region I'm denoting as both. So the only equation that should come into your mind, what should be that equation? Can you please tell?
So defense plus midfield
Total is equal to
total equal to
none plus
none plus
at least one.
least
Okay?
one
Which is defense plus
plus
midfield
midfield
minus
minus
both.
both.
So once you solve, this is 110. 100 comes to the right. So 110 minus 100, which is 10. I'm keeping n here. I'm taking both to the left. So I'm getting both is equal to n plus 10.
N is 20.
No, the least value of n is 20.
Uh,
So the least value of both would be 30.
yeah.
Yeah, but Heath, can you please tell me what is the maximum value of both? Maximum. So 30 is here in the options, 30 is also here. Is my answer D? Heath,
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
yeah. Is my answer D or is my answer C?
So I got D.
You got D. Arre Baba, when you're talking about intersection, D has a value of 40. M has a value of 70. How can the intersection be 70? Is it possible? D only has 40 to provide. Heath.
Right. Yeah.
So what is the maximum value? The minimum of the two.
Right.
See, this is 40. How can the maximum be 70? Maximum can be only 40, na?
Right. Sorry.
Answer would be C and not D. Is it clear, Jyotishman?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Cool. Good. Yeah. So this is related to word problems. No, not much of theory involved. I would say this is important. Let's say whenever a question says there's a two-digit number. So I'm going to write in the equation form that two-digit number can be written as 10x plus y. If it's a three-digit number, how will I write that three-digit number? If a two-digit number can be written as such, how can it?
100
plus 10 plus
100x plus
10y
10y plus z.
How can I write x, y dot z in equation form? That this is
10x plus y,
decimal. This is decimal, okay?
10x plus
10x
y
plus y plus
0.180.
1 by 10.
1 by, I mean z by
1 by
10.
10.
So I'm saying a, b dot c, d, e. How will I write? 10a
10a plus
plus
b
b
plus
plus
c by 10
c by 10 plus
E by 100, E by 1000.
e by 1000.
please remember this, okay? So if I say number formed by, let's say the number is this. The number is a two-digit number, and the number formed by interchanging the digits exceeds the original. Again, a random equation, okay? By 27. How will you write this in equation form? Number formed by interchanging. So original number was, let's say xy, which in equation form can be written 10x plus y. So the number found by interchanging. So interchanged number is this. Exceeds the original. What is the original number? 10x plus y. It x. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
The number found by interchanging, this is the interchange number, exceeds the original, this is my original number, by 27. This is how I can write this equation. And if you need to solve, so 10y minus y is 9y. X minus 10x is minus 9x is equal to 27. So y minus x is equal to 3. Okay, this is how we make the equation. Let me ask Samarth. Samarth, how will you write this in equation form? The statements that I have provided. Samarth, quickly.
Yes, sir. 4 subtracted from 7 times t gets you 32.
So, step by step. 4 subtracted from something.
7
That
times t.
4
So
is getting
70
subtracted from 70, and this gives me.
is equals to 32.
Similarly, go step by step. 3
is 7 more than 2/5 of y. So we'll
7 more than
start at 2/5 of
2/5 of y. This
sum
is
of
easy.
numbers x and 4 is 9.
This is okay. This is good.
The number multiplied by itself is 4
So
more than
assume that number, let's say x.
x.
Multiplied
into
by
x.
x is 4 plus 21, which is x square is equal to 25.
5 subtracted from 2 times the number gives us 3.
5 subtracted from 2 times the number. Let's say the number
2x
gives us.
is equal to 3.
So please keep forming equations. So this is just for basic purposes, but keep making equations, and whenever you see, try to make equations, and after solving 50, 80 questions, after solving 50, 80, after making 50, 80 equations, you'll come at a stage wherein you'll be comfortable making the equations. So try making the equations. Let's ask Sean. Sean, go for the first question.
Yeah, so there are a certain number of chairs and tables
So I'm
loaded.
writing chairs, number of chairs. Let's say I'm writing number of chairs as C for and number of tables as T.
Loaded up in a shipping container. All the chairs have equal weight and all the
Just a sec. Equal weights. Let's say weight of each chair is X kg. Go on.
and the tables have equal weight as well.
Does that mean that the table has also Y X kg weight?
It has y kg weight.
Different. Okay, we do not know whether
Yeah.
they are same or not.
There are six times as many chairs as there are tables.
Just by reading this information, can you tell me which is more, chairs or tables?
6. There are more chairs.
Chairs. So chairs are 6 times of the tables. Okay. So
So
if the
C is equal to 60.
so if the number of tables is T, then the number of chairs would be 6 times of the total. 6 times of the total number of chairs. Is it clear? Come on.
Yes, sir.
Sean. Yeah. Go on.
So the weight of each table is 9 times the weight of each chair.
So now with respect to chair, this is weight of each chair. Now it is saying weight of each table. This value is 9 times this value. So I'm just replacing it and writing 9x. So how many
Yes, sir.
variables I'm left with?
2.
2. 9x kg. Go on.
If the total weight of the tables is 1200 kilograms,
How will you write total weight of the tables now? If number of tables is t and weight of each table is 9x, what will be the total?
so you multiply the number of tables with the weight number.
Okay, so 9x into t is given to you as
1200 kilograms.
please, this is not multiplication, this is x, okay? X. So 9x into t is 1200. And what is the question asking?
Then the total combined weight of the chairs and tables is how many kilograms?
So what is the total weight of the chairs?
It's
XT.
9xt plus 6xt.
And total weight of the tables is 9x. This was chairs, right?
Yes.
So total weight of the chairs 6xt, total weight of the tables 9xt. So total weight would be 15xt. Do we know the value of xt?
No.
Yeah, we know now. 1200 by 9.
Yeah, 1200 by 9. Yes.
So I can simply put the value of xt here. 1200 by 9. So 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are 100, and 3 5s are 50. So 5 into 4 is 20.
So
Along with
2000.
2 zeros. So 2000 kg. This question was, I would say that it was not that difficult. I hope everyone has done this question correctly.
Yes.
Question number 2 was also easy. Question number 2, Nishant, can you explain?
Yeah, sir. A certain psychologist charges $30 more for the first hour of the therapy
First,
than for each additional hour.
just a sec. 30 more than for?
Each additional hour.
Okay. Let's say in the second hour he charged X, or
X.
and in the third hour he charged X. So in the first hour, what he must be charging?
X plus 30.
X plus 30. Yeah, this was the first step.
Yeah.
So the correct answer, yeah. Go on.
If the total charge to a patient who receives 6 hours of therapy is $300.
Just a sec. 300. So how will you divide the 6 hours of therapy?
You can do X plus 30, then you'll
No,
do
no, how?
5X.
I'm asking how you divide first hour, because first hour is
First-
something different,
Yeah.
and rest of the 5 hours, correct?
Yeah.
So for every additional hour, it is X. So for 5 hours, it would be 5X. And for the first hour, it would be?
X plus 30 is equal to 300.
So can I say 5X plus X, which is 6X?
Yes.
And plus 30 is equal to 300. So 6X is equal to 270. So X comes out to be 6 4s are 24
45.
and 6 5s are 30. Now, please see what the question is asking.
What is the total charge to a patient who receives only 3 hours of therapy?
Total for only 3 hours. How will you divide this 3 hours?
X plus, so it'll be 45 plus 30, then you'll do
First,
2 into
first
6.
this means first hour, which is something different, X plus 30. And for the next 2 hours, it would be 2X.
Yes.
And you know the value of X. So you have 3X plus 30. So X is 45. So 45 into 3 is 135 plus 30, which is 165. Very good. Question number 3. Nupur, can you explain?
Yes, sir.
So, see, consecutive numbers.
The sum of 5 consecutive even numbers.
Just a sec, let me speak. So, consecutive numbers, they are in arithmetic progression. You might have done this question by using some AP concept, but I am going via the equation manner, okay? I'll not be going in that manner. Yeah, go on.
So the sum of 5 consecutive even numbers of set A is 220, 220.
Just a sec.
So
So if I assume this value, the middle number to be X, what will be this value, this value, this value, this value?
this one X plus 2, X
Even
plus
number,
4,
X plus 2, X plus 4.
X minus 2, X minus 4.
Sum. So if you add, what will happen? You'll get how many X?
5x.
See, minus 4 plus
5x.
4 get cancelled. Minus 2 plus 2 will get cancelled. So 5x is 220.
220.
So x is 5
So x is
20, 5 4
yeah 44.
But please understand and please remember 44 is not the lowest value. Since I have assumed
No.
the middle value to be 44, what will be this value? 4 less x minus 4.
40.
So 44 minus 4 is 40. Now see what the question is saying.
Now it is saying that what is the sum of a different set of 5 consecutive numbers
Let's say set B. Okay. This was set A, for example.
whose second lowest number is 37
Just a sec. Just a
and
sec. Just a sec. 8, 4, 5. Second lowest. Let's say
x minus
it is increased. It is arranged in increasing order, and this is the lowest. This will be the second lowest. So this number is
x minus 2. Is
this number
37
is
less than
37 less
less than double of the lowest of set A.
double of this. Double of the lowest. So this number is 80 minus 37, which is
43.
So this is 42, 44, 45, 46.
And 46.
Imagine everything as 40. So 200. Now we are left with 2 plus 3, 5.
Right.
Plus 5 is
Let's
10.
compare 220.
10 plus 10 is 20.
220.
220. Okay. Question is asking sum. So this is going to be 220. Very good. Question number 4. Question number 4. Who's going to explain? Who's going to explain? Vivek.
Yes, sir. Michael purchased a total of $1,200 worth of traveler's checks in $10 and $50 denominations.
Okay. All right. Go on.
During the trip, he cashed 15 checks and then lost all of the rest.
Just a sec. Cashed and lost. How many checks were there? We do not know. But he only cashed how many checks?
15 checks.
Do you know how many $10 checks were there?
No.
So I'm saying X $10 checks were there, and let's say Y $50 checks were there. Can I say the number of X
Express
as in $10 checks was X, so and $50 was Y, so X plus Y is 15.
Yeah. If the number of $10 checks
As
cashed
in X.
was one more or less than the number of $50 checks cashed.
Just a sec. It could be one more. Number of $10 checks, let's say, is one more than $50. So can I say one equation I can make X could be Y plus 1, and the second equation could be or one less than the number of $50 checks, or X could be Y minus 1.
Yeah.
So if I solve this, what will I get? 2Y plus 1 is equal to 15. So 15 minus 1 is 14. So Y comes out to be 7. If Y is 7, what will be the value of X?
8.
8. Very good. Here, if you solve Y minus 1 plus Y is equal to 15. So 2Y is equal to 16. So Y is equal to 8. If Y is equal to 8, what is the value of X?
7.
In this case, what is the cashed amount? Amount I am asking. If he is drawing, if he is cashing eight $10 checks. So 8 into 10 would be
$80.
80 plus 7 $50 checks.
$350.
So 430. What will be the amount here?
The amount here would be 70 plus $400.
7 $10 checks. So 70
7.
plus 8 $50 checks. So 50 into 8, 400. 470. Now see what the question is asking.
What is the minimum possible value of the checks that were lost?
if you want this lost value to be minimum, what should you be doing for the cached value?
That needs to be maximum.
That needs to be maximum. And this cached value is maximum in this case or this case?
The other one, the 471.
The 470. So the cached value is maximum here, and the total value was
1200.
out of which he cached this much. So how
Four.
much amount is lost?
He
If
lost
he cached
400.
470. So 70 plus 30 is, see, 470 plus 30 is 500. You need 1200. So 500 plus 700 is 1200. I'm doing 1200 minus 470, which is 730. So this is the minimum possible value of the checks that were lost. 730. Jaspreet, did you get the answer to this question earlier when you solved it yourself?
No, sir. I didn't get the answer earlier.
Okay, but did you understand the explanation now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Jaspreet, go for the next question, please.
Yeah. So while collecting a fund, Jason received $200 from each of the 2/5 of his classmates.
Just a sec. 2/5 of the classmates. Do we know the value of classmates as of now?
No,
If you were to assume a value of the classmates, how many classmates were there? What can be the simplest value?
so
Five.
5.
5. If it is 5, then 2/5 of 5 would mean?
2.
So 2 of the classmates paid
200 each.
200 each. So how much amount did Jason receive?
$400.
$400. Okay. And he observed that
That he was able to meet 1/4 of the required fund.
let's say required fund is total. Okay. So this 400, can I say 400 is nothing but 1/4? See, I've assumed this value is 5. You could have assumed this value to be X or Y, and you can get the same answer. Okay. Not a problem. But I'm just suggesting an alternate approach. So this 400 is equal to 1/4 of the required fund, which is your total. I'm saying total is T. So from here, can I say the total is nothing but 1600?
Yep.
Okay. So out of this 1600, he has already collected 400. Okay.
Yep.
So how much is the amount that is left?
1200.
Now, what is the question asking?
What should be the per head contribution from the rest of the class to meet his requirement?
From the rest of the class, please do not miss this. Please don't do 1200 divided by 5. This is the amount remaining. Okay. And what is the number of students who are contributing now? See, two students.
3/5
2/5
of
of the students,
Yeah.
that is 2/5 of 5, as in 2 students have already contributed. We are left with only
3.
3 students. 3 students have to pay 1200. So what is the average contribution here?
400 per student.
1200 divided by 3, which is 400 per, as an alternate per student. So answer to this question is 400. All right. So this is the end of our class.